Good morning. I see we're already talking about Dancer. How is everyone? Good morning. Happy Monday. Welcome back. We're going to do some messages this morning, but we're also going to play games as usual. I don't know how long we're going to run for. We'll see how we feel. But how are you? How is everyone? Good morning. Let's see. Hi Toku, how are you? Welcome in. I think this is your first time here, so welcome. I hope you like tarot messages. I hope you like divination, because that's what we do first thing in the morning. Hi Pisces, sorry for no warning. Hi Luna. How's work? Hi Florine. Hi Elsie. Yes, capitalism. Thank you guys for being here. Luna, if you're listening, where's my phone stand? Did you move it? Did you bring it back to me? Because I don't see it anywhere. And I would kind of like to put my phone up. I don't see it on your desk. You gave it back? Okay, so I'm the problem. I lost my phone stand. I have this like foldable phone stand that I got off Amazon for like $8, $9. It might have fallen somewhere, but I don't feel like getting up. So we'll see. Usually I have it on my computer desk or I have it on my tarot desk, but Your Honor, I'm innocent for now. But I did give it to you last time. I just don't remember you passing it back. But it's okay. It's somewhere in the room. It's no big deal. I just want to make sure I know where it is. I don't mind having to like get another one because it was only $8, you know. But then if I buy another one, I will find the one I lost. So that's usually how that works. So, oh, I'm excited for you. You're gonna love it. I know you're gonna love Shadowbringers. I love Shadowbringers. Shadowbringers is one of my top expansions. My favorite expansion is Dawntrail. It used to be Shadowbringers, but my current favorite expansion is Dawntrail. And I can't say why, because there are sprouts in the chat, but trust me, it's a really good expansion. Congratulations to you. I hope you're really enjoying all the new stuff that you can do. If I have some extra goodies, I'll see about passing them along to you if I can. Alright. Hi, Yue. Did you try the cherry bomb yet? Is my lighting okay? Girl, I did not mean to change it. What is wrong with me today? What is wrong with me any day, but... Awesome, awesome. Yeah, the cherry bomb reminds me of Dr. Pepper, so I'm obsessed with it. Especially when I don't really drink soda, but I drink these. If I drink soda, it's going to be like Olipop or Alani, not really soda. Oh, that's cute. Yeah. And we do have giveaways coming in Pisces chat, but we'll talk about that on Pisces stream, not here, because this is my stream. So, if you don't know, my name is Val. I run Valkyrie Runes as a tarot and rune reader. I play games here sometimes, but we also do tarot and runes in the mornings. For our morning messages, what we do is we just channel with tarot and see what the message is, and it's our message for the week. Now, sometimes the message can be a bit heavy, so only take what resonates when we're doing these messages. Don't force messages to fit. You will know how and when it applies to you, if it applies to you at all. Sometimes when I do these messages, I do them by zodiac sign. Usually I do it by the elements or the modality. So I think what I'm going to do today is by modality. So fixed signs, mutable signs, cardinal signs. Thank you. I think I'm like the only machinist I know, but maybe now that I've said that, I'll meet other machinists. Okay, so I'm going to grab my astrology dice real quick and see what our first message is. Well, Luna, you could be like me and just switch to Alani and be happy with that. But then you can't have Alani at like 8 p.m. unless you want to be up till 4 a.m. So, let's go ahead and switch over to our tarot screen. Oh, wow, okay. LaCroix. I've never had a LaCroix. I've heard mixed things about LaCroix. I've heard mixed, unfortunate things about LaCroix. I've heard very bad things about LaCroix. But if you like LaCroix, maybe I'll give it a chance. Alright, let's switch over to our tarot table. Acquired taste. It's like if you imagined the flavor while drinking, but that's what everyone says. Everyone's like, I think I read somewhere where it's like if you took a lemon and squeezed it into a container and explained it to someone while they're in another room drinking bubbly water. Like, I've heard some crazy descriptions of LaCroix, and I'm like, I think if I want to be drinking bubbly water, I also want to be tasting the thing that it's supposed to be. But maybe that's just my preference. It's a ghost of a ghost of a place. That's what I've heard. And that makes me morbidly curious, but also not that curious. I just realized that when you update on OBS what your title's supposed to be, you're supposed to click done so it actually updates, because it didn't actually update the title. A ghost of sounds like an MCR. It does sound like an MCR song. You're absolutely right. Okay, so I'm gonna ignore chat for a little bit and do the messages. We're gonna start with one. We'll check in with chat. I'm not sure why the camera is being a little bit funny, but I blame the arm that it's on, because I had this fixed a second ago and then it moved. So excuse me while we deal with technical problems. I know, it's very rude. It's because Luna's talking about AI. It's your fault, Luna. I'm kidding. Alright, so we're using our original Rider-Waite today. And we're going to use our dice cup. It has the astrology dice in it, and we're going to see what modality we're starting with, fixed, cardinal, or mutable. I'm hoping to do mutable last because I don't want to call out at 10:16 in the morning. Alright, let's see who's first for this week's messages. Again, remember to take what resonates. These are general messages. Only apply them to the situations and instances you see them fit. You will know exactly how and when these fit for you, and we will break the cards down as we go. And we'll be done at around 11, and then we'll start playing games by then. And you're probably wondering, like, would they really take that long? Like, yeah, because I like to explain everything. So let's see who's first this week. What is your Monday message? What message are we sitting with today? Who's it for? So our dice is showing Scorpio. So we're going to probably be doing fixed signs first. If you are a Scorpio, Taurus, Leo, or Aquarius, Sun, Moon, or Rising, you can apply this to your chart ruler as well. Please keep in mind that just because you are a Scorpio, Sun, Moon, or Rising, this message may or may not fit for you because you might not be aligned with my messages. Now, I do know a couple Scorpio placements, so hopefully if this is a scary message, they're not too pissed at me. But we'll see. You can also apply it through sidereal, but most people that do tarot do tropical astrology. Let's put this in the corner so you can kind of see it. Okay, let's go ahead and get shuffling. Now remember to take what resonates. I can't say that enough. I feel like sometimes these messages fit in one little detail but not really the whole thing. So the parts that make sense to you, take that part. If the rest of it doesn't make sense to you, don't take that part. Or sit with it if you want. Okay, let's get some Florida water going. I should have put this closer to me before I started, but that's how it is. Stream scuff, you know how it is. Alright. Scorpio, Taurus, Leo, Aquarius, Sun, Moon, Rising. What is your Monday message, your weekly Monday message? Sometimes the words do not want to come out. Mm. Girl, what is all that? All right. Scorpios, Sun, Moon, Rising, Leo, Sun, Moon, Rising, Taurus, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Aquarius, Sun, Moon, Rising. These are your 3 cards for the week. Remember to take what resonates and leave the rest. I feel like this is at a glance talking about mental and emotional burnout. You're doing it to yourself if that's any indication of like what's happening, because I feel like it feels like you've been kind of stumbling into situations that I wouldn't say you want or don't want. I just feel like you're very open to energy right now, where it might be important for you to start thinking of not what you're doing now in terms of your routines, but what you want to be doing, what you want your routines to look, because your life and your schedule can change at any moment. I kind of feel like this is somewhere to do with your job or finances and where you're putting your best interest. I don't think this is about anything particularly like bad towards you. I just think that maybe you are getting in your own head a lot and getting kind of like, I gotta help everybody, I gotta do everything. And it's like you actually can wait on something that you've been kind of like, I feel like there's something that's stressing out in the moment that you don't have the energy for in this moment. And it might be something that comes up this week that hasn't come up yet. So please sit on this message. But it feels a little bit like you won't have the spoons to deal with it. And if you don't have the spoons to deal with it, give it time, because you might have the spoons for it later, but make sure you're really careful about where you're investing your time and energy and your resources, because that's going to be one more thing that you're adding on to your list. What can you hold on to long term? Pisces. What can you hold on to long term, and how can it really help you and invest with you? Invest with you. Because I see like King of Pentacles, but on the top is Queen of Pentacles. The thing about the Queen and King is I like to see them as what we're holding in and what we're addressing internally versus how we're extending it outward, how we're expressing it outward. And for me, I feel like your issue here is that you know how to handle everything in here, but then it just kind of like all floods out and you start overthinking and over analyzing and not knowing what to do with it. Take your time. Take your time this week. If you come across more things going on, it's because you are in alignment with them, but you need to figure out how to sort them out better, especially in the emotional space where your emotions and your mind kind of connect inappropriately. That's where you're going to be focusing your energy, is not on the things that you're dealing with, but how to emotionally and mentally navigate them a little bit better than what you've been doing, because you've kind of not been handling it very well, because it kind of feels like this week you're just gonna kind of like maybe word vomit on somebody, which, if we're close, you can always come talk to me if that does happen. But if we're not close, please find someone, please journal, please address it in a way that is helpful to you. I do recommend journaling for the most part if you're dealing with a lot. I'm trying to see the middle of the deck and see if there's any like advice hidden in the middle, because the middle is kind of like, when I'm reading shadow cards, the shadow cards always like what we're struggling with right now, and this is your wishful thinking energy. This is where you're focusing too much on the future. Like, can I keep up with this? Is this what I want to be doing the rest of my life? Is this something that I'm going to have to accommodate for? And right now, you just have to worry about the now. Take it one day at a time. Don't overdo it. Because that's kind of why you're in this predicament now, is that you are overdoing it and not thinking of the future, because your future is built off of your daily routines. And if your daily routines are kind of scattered, then you have to kind of reflect on why that is. And I would say it's more of an emotional readiness than it is mental readiness, because I feel like these are interconnected. You might not feel ready up here because your readiness down in here is not quite where it needs to be. Now, I don't know who this is for. I don't know how this is going to apply. So remember to only take what resonates and apply it to where you see fit. I feel like this is kind of giving crash out energy, minor crash out, like a little bit of a crash out. So give yourself grace and capacity to deal with it the way that makes sense to you. And please be kind to yourself, fixed placements. You guys are these Scorpio, Aquarius, Leo, and Taurus placements. Please be kind to yourselves. Be gentle with your own energy. With the pages, we're dealing with an energy of someone who doesn't really quite know what they're doing. So maybe this is something that you're trying to emotionally express or emotionally deal with, and you don't see it as a big deal. And it's not that it's a big or small deal. It's just that it's something that you're having to handle, and it's not being handled the way that you want it to, and you're open to the kind of mental like feedback that you need to give yourself, kind of the, what is this? This is like saying I'm open to whatever I can get from this, whatever I can learn from this, but I feel like you're just kind of giving yourself like a hard time about it, and really just stop that. Cut that out. That's my advice to you. Cut that out. But genuinely, like, it's not getting you anywhere to feel bad about not being able to handle everything, because you're only one person. Also, like, for emotional matters, I kind of feel like this can also have to do with, like, if someone says something to you or expresses some feelings to you that you are okay with, because I feel like there's a readiness here in this energy. The reversals are interesting because they don't always have to deal with negativity. I feel like the Seven of Wands is kind of like second chances, and giving a second chance at something, or at least being open to something not being as bad as what you think it is. And really, it's just your mind that's getting the best of you. It's just you kind of worrying about things that you can't control. And really, that's all like how emotions work. So, like, don't let your emotions get in your head too much. I know it's easier said than done, but genuinely, like, it's not something that you're going to be able to figure out in a day, or figure out in a week, or figure out in a month. Like, you got to give yourself grace and figure out what's already in front of you first. And then we'll see after that. Like, pace it out. Give yourself time. Journal. Make some sort of lesson plan for yourself. I'm not sure what your method is, fixed signs, but this is a good week for you to start figuring out what works for you and what doesn't work for you, specific to emotional regulation. So that is your fixed sign message for the week. We're going to put this dice back in, and we're going to just kind of rest on that for a second, reflect on that for a second before we go and do mutable and cardinal placement messages. And hopefully we'll still be on good time to start games, because we're already at 10:30. But those are your messages, fixed signs. If you're fixed sign and you want to comment on what you just heard, you're welcome to. If you don't, you're also welcome not to. I also have readings open on my Ko-fi. Oh my goodness, I'm doing so good with this. I was a Streamlabs girly until I switched to, is it gonna... I guess it's not gonna toggle my Ko-fi. Can we, Well, I do have a tea emote. It's listed as coffee, but it is there. It is there. Alright, so that is what we have for fixed signs. I'm going to check my Ko-fi toggle, because it's not working, and I don't appreciate that. Hello? Let's see if that works. It's a test. It's not a donation. It's a test. Okay, so it does work. Come on, guys. What you doing? Okay, so it does work, technically. I'm not really sure why it's not letting me do the toggle, but that is my, thank you, Pisces. That is my, Ko-fi, if you'd like to book a reading. I do have $5 readings that are short and sweet, and I also have longer ones that are $20. But I will say for now, we're going to just stick with the free messages. You're welcome to book anytime, though. There are offline messages as well that you can book. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started with the next modality. Let's move that over. We're looking for cardinal or mutable placements next, not fixed signs. If it gives me a fixed sign, I'm just going to, like, throw this whole thing over there. Alright, let's see who's next. Remember to only take what resonates. These messages are general. It was showing Gemini and then it rolled a Taurus, but I did see Gemini. Gemini is a mutable sign, so we're dealing with the mutable signs: Gemini, Pisces, Sagittarius, and Virgo. So if you have any of those in your sun, moon, or rising, these messages could apply to you. Now, only take the parts that resonate. I cannot say that enough. I say it a lot because some people will be like, oh, so the part that didn't resonate is for me? Like, no. No. You'd be surprised. Not a call out to anyone specific. I've been doing this online content creation thing with tarot specifically for about 6 years now. It's almost been 6 years. It's been almost 6 years. Something fell over and it scared me. I've been doing it for almost 6 years, and I can tell you right now that I've also been reading tarot and runes for a long time. I've been reading runes since I was 13 years old. I'm currently 35. And one thing I can tell you is messages will sometimes not be 100% clear because it's allowing you the space to sit with it and understand it on a deeper level. So when somebody asks me to do a message for them and they're like, I wasn't really sure what you meant about this one part, I'm like, well, that's how the message was coming through. And unfortunately, sometimes the message comes through a certain way. And I can't tell you what it's about because your guides are going to want you to think about it and reflect on it. So with that being said, mutable signs, your message is coming up. If something about this message confuses you, it's your time to reflect on it. Put down your multitasking mind for 1 second and think about all the things you could apply this to. So we do have an ad starting in about 5 minutes, unfortunately. So I will go ahead and start channeling and shuffling. Once I get the cards, I will stop talking so we can do it after the ad. And that way, y'all can see. Yes, self-reflection is very important. Even when you don't necessarily think you need to. Why did these 3 cards specifically try to come out? Oh, 4 cards. Let's see what they are. Nah, it's not for you guys. It's for me. Sometimes my guides are like, get on with it. I'm like, no. We gotta wait for the ads. Thank you guys for being here, by the way. I really appreciate it. I did not give a warning to anybody that I was going to be doing this today, but something in my spirit last night and something this morning just was like, you should start streaming again right now. I was going to wait till this weekend. My official first day back was supposed to be Friday evening, but aw, it's a bot. Oh no! Fuck out of here. Why'd the High Priestess just jump at me? Thank you, Pisces. I don't get people who mod. Or, I get people who mod. I don't get people who, maybe I should stop talking. I don't get people who, do that. Bot. That's what I meant to say. Rough morning. Alright. Mutable signs, what is your message for this week? A general message. Pecan bot. What's your general message for this week? Mutable signs. Oof. He's back. Oh my god. Do I show the cards now or wait till you guys get back from ads? Me looking at the bottom card of the deck and seeing what cards we got and What's on the top? Oh boy. Oh my god. Okay, so King of Cups does come up a lot for mutables because I am immutable and these are my messages, and I am the King of Cups in a lot of spaces because I am heavily a water sign. I am a Virgo stellium, but I am also a Pisces rising and a Cancer moon. I am more water than I am earth because that Cancer moon, I have a lot of earth, but like the Cancer moon is a fourth house Cancer moon. It's a very intense placement. And then I have an eighth house Scorpio Pluto, which is where those two placements are home. So people on the outside looking in are like, oh, that's a really neat and put together, very emotionally stable Virgo, right? No, absolutely not. I mean, I'm not crazy, but I kind of emotionally am. But I regulate pretty well. I have to because I have to. I just have to. There's no reason. I just have to. But yeah, King of Cups is my identifier, but also this message is going to be for all the mutable signs because I can already tell that this is going to piss off a lot of mutable signs just looking at it. But yes, mutable signs and the King of Cups, we go back. We go way back. So we'll start after the ad break comes back and we'll just kind of sit. If you guys have sub or don't have sub or whatever, I'm going to stick to talking about like menial things, like what I've been up to lately, and unless you want to hear that. Do you want to hear what I've been up to? I don't know. What's been going on with Val? I don't want to talk about it. I do. I'll talk about some of it. All right, so our ad seems to have started. We'll do the mutable message when we come back. We might go over time as far as the messages go, so we might not be ready to do games until like 11:15, maybe 11:30, but we'll see. So, for starters, um, I'm not really. I'm not like too excited to do this mutable message, mainly because I know it's for me too, but I know it's for you guys, so this is gonna be a little bit, be a lot. But I know we can do this, and we'll do it together. Um, so the main thing I'm gonna say about what I've been up to is the reason I didn't stream for a couple months is because I had a really rough 2025. I went through a pretty nasty breakup. Um, I like it was more nasty for the other person than it was for me because like I'm not going to say I wasn't suffering or wasn't upset. I just kind of felt like I wasn't being heard. And no, fuck that shit. Um politely fuck that shit. Also, like it's on me because I kind of knew like going into it was going to be a bad time. I kind of knew going into it wasn't going to be a great idea. But I also like I love and I love romance and I love the idea of finding someone even if the like even if the details of the relationship seem like a bad idea, so to speak. Um, I kind of feel like it's okay to take risks, especially when you like someone or that you feel like someone is worth taking a risk for. And I thought in the beginning that he was, and it didn't really it didn't really pan out. So it's okay. I'm not ruined from love. I'm just well that happened. Uh, you know. I caught it before it got worse. I'll just say that. All right, so looks like we're back from the ads. We'll do the message now. Now, for those of you who know how to read tarot, the few of you who do, our shadow card is the King of Cups. Our top of the deck is the Knight of Cups. We have the... Yes, I know, I sent it to you. Don't interrupt me about the giraffe lamp that I sent to you. Luna. Girl. Anyways, so we have the King of Cups on the bottom, Knight of Cups on top. We have the Two of Cups under that, and the Ten of Cups under that, and the Hierophant under that. The reason I'm showing you all those under that cards is there's definitely some intense emotional energy happening here, especially in regards to our belief system about our feelings, especially in regards to interpersonal connection. Now, this could have to do with romance. It doesn't have to. These are general messages. But when I show you what cards you got for this week, mutable signs, knowing that this week is what it is, just bear in mind, mutable signs, Virgo, Pisces, Gemini, and Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, and Rising. This is a general message. Only take it as a general message, please and thank you. So your cards for this week are the Four of Swords. Starting off strong. Please keep yourself rested mentally. For the Seven of Cups. Now this right away is kind of the sit with your feelings. Your feelings aren't meant to be decided on. They're just meant to be felt, and they're just meant to be recognized. Whatever feelings you're having, good, bad, the ugly, about whatever situation you're dealing with, probably in matters of the heart, in matters of interpersonal connections, sit with it. Don't dwell on it for too long, but also check your negative thinking, because you seem to maybe be only fixated on the negativity, and this week is going to ask you, why are you doing that to yourself? Now let's go ahead and sit with that. Why are you being so negative? There are positives too, because I don't know if you remember me showing you, there is a lot of positivity in this energy. In the shadow is like, the shadow cards are why we're at this point. So maybe your life is just so bright and happy in so many ways that you can recognize, and so much good is happening around you that, yeah, so much good is happening around you that you are starting to really check your negative feelings about it all, because you're starting to second guess, or maybe you're too fixated on the negativity because you think you have to be, or because maybe you don't really believe that good things are coming towards you, or that you are happy or could be happy. That Knight of Cups on the top is just yelling at me, but I'm ignoring him, because frankly this isn't about one aspect of feeling. This is about all aspects of feeling. But we can't ignore the fact that the Devil card is often looked at as the shadow version of the Lover's card. So if some of you mutable signs are single and really depressed about it being Valentine's Day this week and being single this week, really get in on why that is. Get in on why you're feeling sorry for yourself about it. You do have a lot of good things coming towards you, and it's not like you're going to be feeling this way forever. I kind of also feel like when it comes to your emotions, and it comes to kind of like the shadow aspects of it, it's just generally a good time for you to check your biases, because it kind of feels like you want to see the negative. You want to see the negative of things because maybe it mellows you out. Maybe you just feel better. Maybe you feel like you have to have low expectations because of the things that you've experienced. But that is a type of control. You want to control an outcome, and that's just not how things work. You don't have to control the outcome just because you're scared of being happy. Like, what is that about, mutable signs? Why is my camera fucked up again? Probably because I bumped it. Anyways, short and sweet. Sit with that negativity. Figure it out. Rest with it. Rest and just deal with your feelings this week. Deal with your feelings this week. Mutable signs. See what the middle card is? Literally saying, sit with your feelings. Yes. Yes. Exactly that, LC. Current country affairs has me like, take a step back. Yes. Because that also does fit here. It's not just about it being Valentine's week. There have been really awful things coming up in the news and really awful things happening in our country. Really terrible things that when you are trying to lead a life of love and compassion can literally burn you out because you want to have compassion for everything and everyone, that you try really hard to be everything and everyone for everybody, and you can't. You have to make sure you're in the right space to do that, especially mentally. Swords are our logic and our mental space, so it is more mental rest than necessarily physical. So give yourself an opportunity to deal with it from a better and more positive headspace, because it kind of feels like you're picking and choosing. But I also feel like even in a rested headspace, you might still be coming across more negativity. So pace yourself with your rest as well. Take a step back, rest more, be more present. I kind of also feel like with the Devil card here, you're kind of presenting this sort of like... You're looking outside in on relationships that you're in. And I do feel like this has to do with interpersonal relationships specifically, not just about what's going on outside of us. But I don't think that's necessarily, like, I think that there's a lot of good, and I think there's a lot of positives in your life, but because of the negativity of the world right now, we're having a harder time focusing on things that we can focus on to help us through those things. It's making us focus outside in, and I do think that that's absolutely applicable to me personally, because I know I'll spend time seeing what's going on in our world, and I will feel completely drained and depressed from it, but I don't talk to anybody about it. I just try to keep my joys in a bubble, right? Where I'm not experiencing the negativity within those relationships as well. But the thing is, you can't do that either. You have to allow the people around you to not be something that you look from the outside in. You're part of that relationship too. And I think that's kind of what the Three of Pentacles is here too, is to rely on your community, rely on the people around you. So I'm going to leave it there. Those are your messages, mutable signs. We're going to really quickly start doing our shuffling for the fixed signs, because we're already at 10:47, and I don't mind running a bit over with the messages. I really don't, but I really want to play on my Lalafell. I really want to level up her Conjurer, because I want to be able to actually know what I'm doing as a white mage for a change. But yeah, mutable signs, stop feeling like you have to control your feelings. Stop feeling like you have to, like, pick and choose certain things over others. Like, allow yourself to feel everything, but also pace yourself in that energy. Sit with it, but don't sit with it for too long, that sort of thing. Yeah, there's the Three of Cups just jumped out and said, be happy. Celebrate what's around you. Celebrate your friendships. Learn how to celebrate your friendships. All right, so we're not going to do the Astro Dice, because we know that cardinal signs are the last, because we already did fixed and mutable. So we are dealing with Cancer, Aries, Libra, and Capricorn. Sun, Moon, and Rising. Remember to only take what resonates. Don't force the messages. I cannot say that enough. And then we will take a small break, kind of chat, sit with the messages we got, and move on to games. Yeah. So far, how are we feeling about our fixed and mutable messages? How are we feeling? Gotta mix it because the liquid IV is just sitting there. All right. Cardinal signs. Ugh. Why did I take liquid IV and then the Alani right after? Why did I do that to myself? All right. So cardinal signs are Libra, Aries, Cancer, and Capricorn. Remember to only take what resonates. Dude, it's that popsicle flavored liquid IV, which tastes good on its own, but it's kind of tart. And then it's a different tartness than the cherry bomb, so it's a little like, but it'll wake you up. It'll wake you up for sure. All right. Cardinal signs. What is your message for this week? It was so nasty. I'm putting that back. Oh yes, please post it in the Discord. By the way, we have a Discord if you're not in there. It's not very active, mainly because I haven't done much with it, but it will be more active in the future. That's okay. It happens. We're starting out in that area. It's fine. Cardinal signs. Your message is not really... I mean, I am a cardinal sign as well, but these messages are mostly for me. Okay, let's lock in. Can we not? Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Oh my god. We are gonna switch decks. We're gonna switch because this is actually getting on my nerves. When you ask for a message for the collective and they're like, no, for you, and you only. I had to cleanse that deck anyway, it's fine. Alright. We're going to be using our Morgan Greer Tarot. Hopefully we don't get the star because the star is a bit inappropriate for Twitch. Alright, let's see what cardinal signs need to hear this week. Only take what resonates. Capricorn, Aries. Wow, okay. Cool, thanks. That was easy. Why couldn't you be that easy? Okay. Alright, okay. This is your bottom card energy. We're dealing with the Hierophant, the Ace of Swords. This energy is giving like... It's giving a duality of something that might question your... make you question your belief system, but not too much. It's more like if you give it time to... If you give the information you're receiving time to marinate, it's going to help you feel more confident in what you're doing. And I feel like it's kind of in this message as well. This message might not make sense to you until later, But treat this week as, I don't know why I'm getting a test of your reflexes in my head. Kind of like a test of your faith in yourself. But also, you're the one testing your faith. I kind of feel like it's not so much a risk as it is a calculated one. But you're wanting to take time to really, like, I wouldn't say take time to think about how you want to do these things, because I think you already know. I think you already know what you want to do. I think you already know how you want to plan things. I think you already know, in the way that you believe in yourself and the way that you have gotten to this point, that this is how you want to do things going forward. But I kind of get the feeling that, based on this, like, energy that I'm seeing here, you've been kind of in a headspace of wanting to wait it out anyway, to kind of see how things unfold naturally. Like, I already know how this is going to go for myself, but I kind of want it to surprise me as well. It won't surprise you too much, whatever this is, but it'll surprise you just enough, or it'll give you more, it's like, it's coming off like it's going to surprise you, like, a little bit. You're going to want to take time to really sit with it. But after some time has passed, you're not going to really be that surprised anymore, is kind of how I'm feeling this energy out. Take time to adjust to it, is what I'm getting from it. Like, it's definitely going to boost your confidence and boost your self-awareness. But I don't know why I'm getting the sense that, like, you kind of already knew this was going to kind of come out this way. I have the Wheel of Fortune in the middle. This is good information. This is good news. Whatever this is, it's good news. But it's, like, it's something you're going to have to sit with and really, like, internalize before you do anything with it. I don't know how else to really explain that, because it's information that you don't have yet. Or it's information that you're privy to, but you don't have all of the details. You don't have, like, the perspective yet. So you're going to have to get that perspective, but sit with it and include it in your own perspective. I kind of feel like it's definitely to do with that. My nose is like, you want to drip on camera? Anyways, I want to say for cardinal signs that primarily this might be information that inspires you. This might be something that is not really in the course of action for you right now. This might be something that you have been planning on for some time, but you haven't felt ready to, and you might feel ready to do sooner than later. But again, I don't know what this could be in pertaining to, but this feels like a confidence boost either way. No matter what it is, I feel like cardinal signs are going to be getting a confidence boost this week. Something where you're going to be believing in yourself a little bit more than you have been. It might take time for you to feel that way, though, so it's not like an immediate, like, oh yeah, I immediately feel ready. It's, I feel ready, but I want to make sure I am not using the adrenaline of the moment to get me there, you know? But that's what I'm getting from for the cardinal signs, not from cardinal signs. But I don't get much else from this than that. So I'm going to leave it at that. If you have questions for me, if you'd like to book a reading, we do have messages available. I don't mind doing them on stream, but if you want to, I'm just going to pin it right there. If you want to book a reading that's private, on stream, whichever, please feel free to. Thank you, Pisces. I'm going to just pin the, I'll just pin yours, actually. Okay, let's do that. Thank you so much. Thank you. Okay. So we're going to leave it at that. We're going to clean up. We're going to go back to just chatting. And we can just chat for a little bit and talk about those messages, because I do have a good feeling about them. I don't know about you, but I have a really good feeling about them. All right. Let's go. How are we feeling? Oh, of course. Thank you for listening. Hopefully they help somebody in the chat. Thank you. I love doing them, honestly. Yeah, spiritual coffee to start off the week. You're absolutely right. That's how I like to think of them too. I was doing like on TikTok. I was doing like coffee and runes, and then I was like, these are cute, but like I want to do these on stream so I can just get them out of the way. Now I'm doing messages for myself. What? Yeah, that's what I should be doing on stream. Messages for myself, where I call myself out. Luckily, we didn't get the star card in any of the pools or any of the cards, because the star in this deck is, well, the star in all the decks is nude. Um, but this one specifically, there are details to the nudity. And we don't want to get banned on Twitch. We don't want to get reported. Alright, so we're just going to kind of sit and yap for a little bit, and then we will switch over to our Lalafell so I can... Yeah. My collective messages, always so nice. They're always sweet and like, you guys are going to do great this week. You're going to be happy. You're going to be frustrated. It'll be great. And then my messages are like, let's see. What message do I have? Oh my god. I'm not even going to say what that is. We're not going to talk about it, but holy crap. We have another ad in 5 minutes. Okay, so the stream bot is finally working. Thank you, stream bot. Not sure why you didn't activate before. Anyways. Oh my god. Anyways, that's all Gucci. Yeah, seriously, why you gotta get to Pisces? Pisces has enough going on. And while we're waiting for the ad break to come back, I'll cleanse this deck so we have it ready for anything. So how's everybody's day going? How was your weekend? Did you get up to anything crazy? Not me, I was just home playing video games all weekend. It was hard. Well, I streamed on Saturday, but that's about it. Oh, that's awesome. How'd that go? Did they win? If you can say. Oh, that's not bad. Congratulations to them. Chess is hard. Chess is hard, especially on a competitive level. So I was in a chess league when I was in like elementary school, and I had a lot of fun. I didn't get to go to any tournaments because my parents were very like not supportive, but it was a lot of fun being there. I had a lot of fun playing chess against other kids. Chess is really fun. I need to play it again. It is really fun, but it is really mentally exhausting. Okay. All right. So all right. Anyways. Thank you so much for sitting with the messages, by the way. I hope everyone liked them and felt connected with them. We do have the ad break in about 2 minutes, so I will be going on a small break as well. Remember to hydrate, go to the restroom if you need to, do whatever you need to do. Yeah, feel free to lurk while you do. Oh yeah, while you drive. Don't watch stream while driving. That's crazy. And we'll be back after the ad. I'm gonna start the break now though for myself because I need to go do some stuff. But I'll be right back after the ad's done. Okay. Toodles. JK, I was. Thank you, Yue. I had to come back and unmute myself too. Yeah, I was explaining that I accidentally spilled something while I was streaming and I had to like wipe it and act like nothing happened. I'm good. My desk is fine. I'm just, a little, problems. Problems that don't involve me, but are my fault. Okay. So we're going to chat for like a little bit and then I'm going to switch over to video games. The video game being Final Fantasy XIV Online. Maybe you've heard of it. It is, has a free trial, blah, blah. I don't remember the whole thing. Thank you, Yue. So we're going to log in. And we're going to play. And hopefully no problems. I think, like, the absolute hilarity of that last message being more for me than the mutable sign one was, it's pretty obvious to me that, like, when it comes to, like, doing these messages, I'm gonna have to call myself out at some point. Like, when tarot readers, any divination readers do messages online, they are technically doing messages for themselves too. So if they do a message where they're like, oh, I'm getting a channeled message that this person is like blah blah blah, it's like, are you telling us our business or are you telling your business? Because sometimes it's both. Because more often than not, you're dealing with a situation where I opened the wrong thing. So the thing is, I do play the game with Moon Magic. We'll call it that. I do play it with that, but I don't feel like streaming the magic because even though it's technically okay to stream it, it's technically okay to play with it, I'm just gonna, for the reasons of safety, not do that because I have a feeling there's gonna be some jackass out there who's gonna be like, you play with mods? And I'm gonna have to, like, ban them forever. People are just jerks for no reason. So I have to, like, plan ahead. But yeah, like, when you come across any, like, divination content or, like, someone's doing, like, channeled messages, like, they're also channeling for themselves. So their collective is based off of them. So whatever you are dealing with internally can be expressed externally. So if you want to get into doing tarot and doing messages, you have to be really sure that not only you're living the life that you want to live, but also, like, what you're expressing out there is a reflection of the you that you're proud of. You're proud of what you're doing. You're proud of who you are as a person and what you're going through and how you're handling it. I think a lot of the times we have people who go on these, like, divination, like, I want to be a reader, I want to do readings, but unfortunately, like, you have to also kind of be vulnerable and bare your soul in a sense because your situation could very well help somebody else's situation. The way that you experience something, the way that you go through things can help other people. And if you're not willing to talk about it, thank you. We're going to switch to games in a minute. I just wanted to load the game first, and we're going to talk for a little bit first, but then, like, get into games. I like how I tried to block out my laundry pile over here, my, like, pieces of clothing. I don't know about you guys, but where I live, it's been switching up from needing to wear shorts to pants to shorts to pants to shorts to pants, back and forth so much that I have, like, on retainer a set of warm clothes that I wear when it starts to get cold again. It's been, like, Wishy-washy is the best way to put it. Yes, UA. Because what do you mean? What do you mean it's 50 at night and 90 during the day? I know I live near the desert, but hello? What is wrong with you? So before we switch back over to games, I'm going to say real quick that yes, I do play with Moon Magic. Please don't report me. It's just little things like animation mods, whatever. But I'm pretty sure I have them turned off on this version of the game. Please don't report me. I'm not here trying to like get better at the game through them. I just wanted, some quality of life things. Yeah, it's definitely a switch because the thing about like California is that it doesn't get very humid. But when it does get humid on top of the heat, it's like, can we not do that? Can we not? Can we please not? Okay, let's do some editing of our yep. Let us yep. Okay, that should be fine. Yeah, so I'm actually very close to the beach. Very close to the beach. And it also, like, it gets so nice during the summer if you go to the beach because there is a breeze. There is a really, like, it's hot, but it's a really nice breeze. Yeah, like, I'd have mostly cosmetic mods, and I have, like, the, um, yeah, it's a dry heat where I am. Yeah, same. It's a dry heat where I am as well, but like there is occasional humidity. But like the thing is, I'm from Florida. Like I'm originally from Florida. Before I moved out here, I was a Florida girly, and our humidity was stupid because it would be 30 degrees and cold, but we would have like 98-degree humidity, so it would be really stuffy and warm at the same time that it was really fucking cold. So it's just, what are you doing? It smells a lot like Florida water in here, which I don't usually mind, but crack that open a bit. Yeah, it was very like, what are we doing with the weather here? It's no wonder people didn't want to live there very long. I wouldn't want to live there. I didn't. I stopped when I was 24. Alright, let's go ahead and switch over. Actually, I need to do a few more adjustments to my there we go. Okay. Very cluttered. Yeah, humidity in Florida is probably so, like, the worst. Okay, so I've traveled out of the country once, and I went to Tokyo once, and it was in July of 2019, and it was the middle of summer. It was so humid and just so awful hot. But, like, I was used to that because I had lived in Florida for 24 years, so, like, I was fine. But I went with my California housemates, and they've only really lived in California. They've traveled, but they've only really lived in California. So it was kind of an adjustment for everyone. I liked it because it was Japan, not because it was Florida. Humidity in Japan is tolerable because it's a different country. It's a walkable cities, But anyways, we're switching over. Let's play some Final Fantasy XIV. We are not doing the MSQ. We're just going to level our classes and just kind of chill and chat and hang out for like an hour, and then we'll be good. So yeah, streams aren't going to be super long going forward because I'm going to be doing more of them. Instead of one long Monday stream, I'm going to do one pretty short Monday stream and then do probably I'm aiming for Friday, Saturday as my other 2 days. So will be Friday, Saturday, and then Monday. And that's including doing readings. So it's gonna be interesting. If we have days where there's a lot of readings to do, I will probably go longer. But that's what we're looking at for now. Everything's showing up okay? Alright, let's move chat. No one needs to see what chat's doing. You just put it up there. That's stream scuff for you. You never know. Alright. We good? We good? Alright. Let's go ahead and start leveling. I have to do my... What's my next thing? Oh, I don't have my next quest unlocked. Uh-oh. You know what that means? You know what that means. I have to go do my hunting log. That's okay. Hunting logs are okay. Alright, so I need to go to Green Tier. Looks like Central Shroud and the North Shroud. Central Shroud, East Shroud as well. Alright, so we're gonna actually go to... There's dead people here. We're gonna go to this, it says Central Shroud, right? Already forgetting. Central Shroud, yeah. Central Shroud. I don't know what it is. I was fine all yesterday and all this morning, but then it was like, you know what? Your nose wants to run in the middle of your stream. Disgusting. Disgusting. Can't believe you'd do this to me. I think I'll go till 12:30, maybe 12:30, something like that. Because unfortunately, I do have other plans today. Hell yeah, tentative and flexible schedules for the win. Alright, so we're looking for Chigo. Chigoe? Yeah, Chigoe. Yeah. The giant mosquitoes that are bigger than my head. Yeah. I probably could have teleported to Bent Branch Meadows, like, Aetheryte first and walked there, but, you know, we're not very smart. And neither is this guy. What the hell? I am level 6, and you are level 10. Please do not proceed. Oh my god. Anyways, goodbye. We heal ourselves. It's okay. I probably won't die. Oh my god, look at her run. Look at that. Look at her. She's like Naruto. With a stick. Anyways. Did he leave? Okay. So we have to go to Bent Branch, I believe, or Green Tier. One of those. Yeah, over there. Okay. That's what I thought. Just passing... Oh my god. You know, it would really help if I, like, paid attention to what I was doing. But, alas. I'm hoping to get, like, a couple levels during stream, but who knows what we're doing. Let's do some orange juice. You can get a chocobo chick that flies? I didn't know that. I'm like breaking her poor neck trying to look at it. Hilarious. So, yeah, we'll be back on Friday evenings around 4 o'clock. That's really up to you, Florian. I really don't know. I honestly just walked. Like, I got to the point in MSQ where you get the airships because that is right before the dungeon. And then when I got to Ul'dah, I just walked all the way to Horizon, got the Aetheryte, and then walked all the way to Vesper Bay. So, I mean, it's really up to you. That's what I did. I walked. I walked my happy ass over there because I'm like, I need to get my glamour plates now. So that when I get my outfits, I have them. A lot of times what I do when I play White Mage is I'll just cast arrow on everything and then run around and let it chase me until it dies. But I'm not sure that's really smart here because they're level 9 and I'm not, so we will see. At least with arrow you can slide cast. You can just move. You don't have to worry about the casting times. Oh my god. Ah. Oh, we're just okay. I'm about to level up. I'll just keep healing myself and watch it slowly die. It's fine. It's fine. I also really don't like them giving me, like, a stick and a shield. Like, I prefer the staff. I don't know about y'all, but I prefer a staff. Eyebrow wiggle. But no, like, I prefer it to be a staff because at least that way, you know, you're getting the full stats in. Oh, he's killing it. Do I get credit for that? No? Okay, cool. I'll go fuck myself then. Not actually. Why are they all level 9? I'm just a baby. I'm a baby. I like how my Twitch mobile app is like, you didn't switch over. When I know I did. Because it says it. Okay, now it switches over. God. Why is the mobile app so stupid? Okay, cool. There we go. I did it. Alright. What else? We have 3 water sprites. Syrphid swarms. I think the Syrphid swarms are down here in Lilystone. So I'm gonna have to walk. Hate walking. I mean, I don't hate walking. It's just not my favorite activity when I have an alt that's, you know, past on trail and I have had mount for so long. Also, it passed my Wool's birthday. My main Wool's birthday was the 22nd of last month, and I did not do anything for her. I did not celebrate. I just played. Alright. Alright. Yeah, I meant to. I generally keep it on just chatting because I tend to switch up what game I'm playing pretty much throughout the stream. I've done streams where it was Fortnite and then Final Fantasy and then something else, so like it's gonna be a switch up either way. Yeah. Oh look, a level 7 one. There were level 7 ones the whole time? What? What? How dare. Alright, we're good. Now we gotta walk. Ugh. I gotta go that way. I got little Lala legs. Just gonna run. It's not much, but it'll be okay. We have an ad break in 5 minutes. Disgusting, actually. That's not fair at all. I'm still thinking of that mutable sign message because it was 4 of Swords, 7 of Cups, and the Devil. And that stands out to me because it's like, when you rest, you spend a lot of time obsessing over the things that you want to control but can't. Because feelings can't be controlled. They're feelings, you just have to feel them. But that's kind of a crazy message to do for mutable signs. So like, when you're resting, try to actually rest and not give yourself more things to freak out about. Maybe. Perhaps. Perchance. Did I go all the way past it? I did. Silly me. Time to kill some slugs. Was it slugs or was it mid-swarms? That message is probably for me. But you know what? It's probably for both of us. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I'm the type of person that when I finally do relax, it's not much relaxing because I end up doom scrolling apps that have information on them, and I get to learn all the new things that came out in the files, and it just makes me really depressed. And then I'm already depressed about certain things in my personal life that I have no control over. So you can't like give yourself more work to do, you know? You can't stress over things that you can't control because that's what they want you to do. They want you to be stressed out. They want you to be upset. They want you to be dysregulated so you don't feel like you have any control in life. You know, it's actually funny because if you look at my birth chart, I know I've sent it to you before, but if you look at my birth chart, you can literally see where I have issues relaxing is because I have a 6th house Venus and then a 5th house Chiron. So like joy is something I have to actively work towards. Pleasure is something I have to actively like think about and be intentional about. So it's not even that like I don't relax, it's that like I'm structured in a way that like relaxation has to be super intentional for me or it doesn't work. And then work comes from the relaxation. Work comes from that. I had to stop with the scrolling. My empathy is getting so frazzled. I need to stop worrying about things that yeah. Yeah, it sucks because like I want to be informed about what's going on and I want to know what I want to know so I'm not jump scared by it later. Because my thing is like, I think I have to be prepared for everything, and I don't. I literally don't have to be prepared for everything. I can be surprised and I can handle it. You know? And I think that's kind of what the mutable message was saying too. Like, in both good and bad ways, let yourself be surprised sometimes because in your own way, you can surprise yourself with how well you handle things. Yeah, that's actually a good idea, Elsie. I kind of wish that like see our pet in the house is is food oriented, so like I can't like oh I remembered where these guys are. They're in that like area right before you go into Tantara Deepcroft. They're right in that like nook area. And the burbs. I love birds. I adopted my grandmother's love for birds. I have a little pin of a cardinal that says, remembering you keeps you near, because it reminds me of my grandmother, um, who I didn't really get the chance to get to know, but she was a Capricorn rising and a Cancer moon and a Sagittarius sun. So she had all the basics of like, not just in an astrological way, just who she was as a person. She knew how to convey structured and supportive love towards me and my sister with the short time that I had with her. And unfortunately, because of the cult that she was a part of, I say that so dramatically. She was a Jehovah's Witness, and it is a cult, but a lot of people disagree with that because they're like, how could you say that? Like, I can say it because I was in it. Um, but yeah, it's a cult. It's a very cult-like religion, if you could even call it a religion. And it was very like, the fuck are the midge swarms? Oh, I think they're actually in Tantara Deepcroft, so I can't really do that quest until I do it as a... Okay. Alright, well, if you want the smoke, here you go. Oh my god, I'm gonna die. But yeah, like, it was a very cult-like religion, so growing up with that was very stressful for me. Oh, we're in the ad break. Anyways, it's very stressful for me because I was a kid. I was a very small kid too. I didn't really understand like that what we were going to church for was like not healthy and not correct. Like, and it's not that I think that there's such a thing as a correct religion. I'm not saying that, but I definitely think that like some of the teachings were very inappropriate for like children and like so one of the, yeah, it's indoctrination is the best way to put it. One of the lessons that I learned while in that church was we weren't allowed to have birthday parties or Christmas, but my parents were allowed to exchange presents on their anniversary. And I asked my parents multiple times, like, why can't I get a birthday present? And they're like, oh, Jesus considers it selfish. I'm like, well, it's kind of selfish to be getting your romantic partner gifts when like your vows to each other, that was the gift. Like, you are each other's gift always. Like, your love is the gift. And they're like, it doesn't work like that. I'm like, that doesn't make any sense. Like, you're gonna tell a Virgo stellium child that that makes sense? I don't think so. um Anyways, that's kind of what my upbringing was like. I always questioned stuff, and my parents didn't like it because they wanted to raise me in the way that they were indoctrinated and they knew wasn't good for me. But unfortunately, that's just how indoctrination works. If you don't know better, then you don't do better. That's just how that shit works. If you don't know better, you don't do better. Alright, so it's Peace Garden, right? Yeah, Peace Garden. So let's go bring non-peace to the garden of Peace Garden. Let's do that. I'm wondering if I can go till 1. Because I feel like I can go till at least 12:30, if not 1. And I'm trying to see how I feel. Because I think it's more like, I think I can do it, but I know my stomach will be like, you need to go eat lunch. I'm sure that certain people know exactly what I'm talking about. There are level 25s here. I am not in very good territory. This is dangerous. It's like I want to go longer, but if I do, I'm going to be putting myself in enemy territory. The enemy territory being myself. I am my own worst enemy when I am hungry. I'm everyone's worst enemy when I'm hungry. It is terrible. I found the midge swarms, by the way. They were here all along. They're level 5s. This should be easy. It's like the mind is willing, but the body is bruised and tender. All right. I mean, yeah, I could snack. I just don't want to eat on stream. Because I tend to yap when I eat, and nobody needs that. I don't like to be perceived while eating. You're absolutely right. It's like that, like me eating on stream, and that's when everybody and their mother shows up and was like, oh my god, who's this new streamer I've never seen before? Like, my face is like full of whatever I'm eating. I'm just like, hello. Yeah, VTubers have it awesome. I kind of want a VTube model just for days that I don't feel like looking my best. Or looking like anything at all. Alright, mid-swarms have been killed. What's next? Oh, I got repos. Nice. That's gonna go all the way over here. Because mama don't use that. Alright, so we have micro-chews left. And northern vultures. Micro-chews are here. I know that because I've seen them before. So where the heck are ya? I think they're closer to the gate because I think I remember them coming in from the gate. Biblically accurate ball of wings. You'll have to show me sometime. Please put it in the Discord. Thank you so much. Speaking of which, I have a Discord. It's not like painfully active. It's more like it's painfully unactive, but it's pretty much, it exists. It's there. You're welcome to join it. You're welcome to chat with each other. If you have suggestions for it, you're more than welcome to add them, but I will be having the final say, obviously, but it is available. The emotes are also there. Hello? Micro-chews? I love the O-chews and micro-chews because they are just adorable. Final Fantasy X was my first Final Fantasy, so I'm always excited to see them. Because of that one boss that you do. Forgot it's on... I want to say it's on Kilika. Is it on Kilika? That's what I should be streaming. Final Fantasy X. I should stream that this Friday. What do you guys think? Would you like to watch me play Final Fantasy X? The nice thing about that game is it's mostly voiced. I don't have to read shit out loud. I don't gotta do shit. Yeah, I could also go back to playing Valkyrie Profile. Drop that like a hot potato. I do miss playing Valkyrie Profile. Where are the micro-chews? Hello? I'm pretty sure they're like supposed to be in this area. Are they further ahead? I think they're further ahead, maybe. I know that there was this area here. Oh, Popos. Nice. But those aren't micro-chews. There's a bear. He's level 50. I can take him. Totally. On my main, probably. Definitely, actually. Where are the micro-chews at? Those are level 25s. I think they are still in the Peace Garden area, but I remember seeing them further down, so I'm very confused. Because sometimes, like, the mapping will say it's in this area, go look, and then I go look, and they're not necessarily in that exact spot. They're, like, a little bit away. Oh, God. Your attack is called Coming Storm. Disgusting. I know, right? Maybe I should find a crow emote of him going AO. Because the amount of things that I go AO over, I'm like, AO? Coming Storm? That's crazy. Found them. I found the micro chews. That's a crazy name for a skill. What does it do? Please don't tell me. Oh, God. Alright, so 2 at a time, right? Also AO. Do you keep notebooks too? I have several notebooks like right next to me for different things, mainly for like language learning because I'm gonna get back into learning language. I'll probably do that on stream some point in the future. It's almost 12 o'clock and we're still running the trucks. So I'll probably pick up a language on stream and do some study and practice on stream. I found a game that actually apparently teaches you Japanese, and I've been wanting to learn Japanese for years now, and it's funny because... Stop interrupting me. I studied Japanese when I was dating someone from Japan, and I was more motivated then because I had someone to practice with. But over the years, like, and just my friends being busy that I couldn't practice with them, like, I just lost my way of it. It was really hard for me to stay motivated, but I've decided stream is gonna be what motivates me. So I actually I wrote in my Odin journal, because I work with Odin. I wrote in my journal with him that I wanted to be serious about learning Japanese because at least I have that skill. I've wanted to learn another language. I've wanted to learn Japanese specifically. And I wrote it in my journal, and like a week later, I found a streamer on TikTok. I don't know if they're on Twitch, who wants to learn Japanese as well. So they did the same thing. They started streaming a game, and I wrote it down somewhere, but it's a game they found that teaches like basics of Japanese. So I was like, okay, I know what I'm doing. Because I think that's like the easiest way to like learn something is to put it in a way that's fun, you know, like games. Notebooks are a way of life. Yeah, I mean, when you're Mercury ruled like I am, and I know you are, it's very important to like journal and to write things down and to just, you know. Alright, so I need to go to East Shroud. I don't think I've been to East Shroud yet on this character, so nope. So we're gonna do some walking today. Alright, so does East Shroud connect here? Nope, but I can go to Korthus. So I gotta go back to Gridania. And then I'll have to walk. So you guys are gonna be watching me walk all the way there. Yay! Get an aetheryte. Turn off stream, cry a bit. Alright. Okay, you're gonna have to link me this stuff. I think I have, like, I'm gonna put a, language resources tab in my Discord, because the thing is, I have a 10th house Sagittarius, which is philosophy and travel and, just, you know, learning things, and also has its foreign affairs, so, like, I'm supposed to be doing this stuff, so it's all aligned with me. It's just that I'm not utilizing it to the best of my ability. So we're gonna start utilizing my chart a little bit better for the sake of my life purpose. But I will go ahead and add that tab, and if you guys have any tools, I would love to see them. So please do please do, yeah. Please do link them once the tab is up. I'll let you guys know once the tab is up so you guys can add. There's a wind-up person here. I'm a wind-up person too. I love the Lalafels named Wind-Up. Alright, very cool. Thank you. I lost track what I was doing. I'm going to the East Shroud, or East Shroud. Okay. We got this. I think I have to take a boat. Hell yeah. No. No boats. I can barely take planes. There is a bunny here named Wind-Up. Is his name Wind-Up? Nope, Wind-Up something else. His name should have been Wind-Up Bunny. The hell? Let's go by boat. Hell yeah. Thank you, Elsie. Alright, so now that we've got that talked about, this one, I think. Yeah, I think. Yeah. 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 Okay. And I'm pretty sure they're like right outside. Hi, Fisherman. How are you? Good to see you. How's your day going? We are leveling up Conjurer. Come on. Eat the rock. Do it. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I was pretty sure Lavender Beds was the housing one, but you know how it is sometimes. Your brain just don't work like it should. The day is met. I work with it. I'm sorry. It's not funny, but I understand. I'm laughing out of, what's the word? Solidarity. Yeah, my day's going great. Thank you. Hopefully your day gets better and there are less idiots throughout the week. Right now I'm just throwing rocks at a bird, so it should be 2, so I can do 2 birds with 1 stone. But, you know. Let's do that, because I think I have to do 3. I have to kill 3 of these guys. 1. I'll just wait for this to slowly die. That's true. She is right there, but I think she knows what I mean. These birds are okay. These birds are free game. Get it? Because they're birds, game. It's all fun humor. Also, it's just a game. Like, it's fine. The birds. You could repose one. That's true. You know what? I've never used repose, so I'm gonna do that now. While I'm... Oh my god, he sleeps while flying? What? What? He's sleeping while flying? Are we serious? That's funny. I'm getting distracted by chat and getting hit by everything. I'm so sorry. I'm just amused by the... I can finally use repose. Thank you, Hewitt. Like, I know it's there. I know I can use it. But I'm just like, who uses this? How do I use this? Why should I use this? Not how, but like, what's the purpose? Oh, that's the purpose. Not getting absolutely destroyed by these birds. Alright, so she's level 9 Conjurer, officially. Look at that. This is the exact look of my main Viera, just as a Lalafell. Yeah. I had already had the dot on him, and it was still hitting him while he was asleep. So I didn't think that through, but it's definitely part of the learning process. Thank you. We're figuring things out, like how to be a conjurer. Damn, I'm just like hit by that. It's okay. Yeah, this was the 2 birds with 1 stone I was talking about. Alright. Just gonna run around. So I think I have one more thing I need to kill for my Syrphid Swarm Central Shroud. I was just over there. I think it's like in a spot that I don't recognize. Maybe it's on top of Tomtard. I don't know about that. But I can go back and look. It's not gonna put me at level 10, but it'll put me over so I can start doing the next rank. The Crooked Vultures. I use repo at low levels if I accidentally aggro multiple mobs. It's helpful for yeah, that makes sense. Thank you. You know what's funny? Like I don't think about stuff like that because I don't generally play a lot of caster classes. I usually just main machinist, but this is a good opportunity for me to learn other classes at early stages so I can like grow with it. If that makes sense. So we're gonna go back over to. Actually, I should get the Aetheryte here before I leave. I think that would be smart. That would be probably the smartest thing to do right now, is to walk all the way over to the Aetheryte. And by walk, I mean run. Because we running. We running. Alright. So. I forgot what I was gonna say, but I'm being bombarded by another vulture. Good job. Good job, Val. Aetheryte! I'm coming! Damn, he's still going. Okay. He's such bigger than me. I can only play caster. Is this in this or any other game? Magic makes sense to me. In a world where magic exists, I can't imagine running up and engaging physically. Yeah, I mean that's completely valid. I feel kind of the same in the sense that like when I started playing my Viera, I started off as summoner. I didn't really specify when I started playing, so I started playing officially in 2016. I dropped the game. I came back in 2019. I dropped the game again because unfortunately I went through some really bad stuff in 2019 where I just couldn't fixate on anything else. And then in 2022, I was like, screw it. I'm going to officially just like play the game, like get dedicated to the game again. So I made the Viera that most of you have already seen and know so well. However, when I started, I made her a summoner. And the rotation setup for summoner wasn't fixed yet. Like, it wasn't what it is now. So I didn't really like it. And then I switched to Black Mage. And I was Black Mage for a long while because I like caster classes. I've always liked caster classes. Also, casting with a book and a staff. It sounded really cool. And then I got into Stormblood. And for those of you who have played Stormblood, know that there are a lot of fights with this particular blonde bimbo. Not a bimbo, but he's kind of a... I don't care for that character. I used to, but don't anymore. He has some pretty particularly bad fights where being a black mage is not the easiest or most entertaining. So it was really frustrating. So at the time, my partner at the time had told me, why don't you just try Machinist for a little bit just to get through these fights? Because you'll probably like it more. You can also do a Lara Croft cosplay as a Machinist. And I was like, sure. So I picked up Machinist to get through those fights. And I ended up really liking how smooth and easy it was. Because Machinist is basically point click. Also, something about having a gun in a fantasy RPG was really amusing to me. So, like, I stayed Machinist for the bit, but like, I do miss playing caster classes because that's where my heart is. I love cast classes. Just my only beef with it is that sometimes Black Mage takes like forever with the casting times. The ley lines are crazy. Yeah, I did just call Redacted a bimbo. Because to me, um, he is beautiful, but he's stupid. And that is unfortunate for all of us. Did I get this? Yes, I did. Okay. So, the honey yard, right? Or did I get it already? Did I kill them already? See, I was yapping and I got distracted. Okay, I did that already. I need to go back to green tier. That's what I'm supposed to be doing. Okay. That's what happens when I yap. I kind of forget what I'm doing. Right, Central Shroud. I do have I do have moon magic for her teleport, but I decided to turn off moon magic for the stream. Yeah, I did kind of go the other way, but like I do prefer casting classes because I think just the idea of being able to like, especially with Summoner because it's a book. Like I love any game that has casting with a book. I think that's super cute. All right, so they're saying it's in green tier. So green tier is over there. Okay, so let's go. I'm gonna go on top of the area for. I always do this. I always do this. So right where the Tamtara Deepcroft, not the Tamtara Deepcroft. This section here, I think has like a spot where I can like. I don't know if I'm making a lot of sense, but it has areas that it's kind of like hidden. So maybe that's where these guys are. Or maybe they're on the open. I don't remember. It's been a while since I've done this map because I didn't like start in Gridania. Most of my alts start in like Ul'dah or Limsa. And like I said, like my Viera started a summoner, so she started in Limsa. So I only really know like the Limsa starting quests and starting areas like by heart. And even then it's been about 3 years since I started that wool, so I don't really remember that either. We do have an ad break coming in like 3 minutes. So I won't get it to anything crazy until the ad break is over, but I'm just giving you a heads up. Alright, so this spot, I think, is where the midge swarms are. Right? Yeah, there they are. Not midge, surface. I cannot talk today. I can't talk any day, let's be honest. And then we... Yep. 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 Oh, thank you for the reminder. Please also hydrate. Alani doesn't count. Ooh. Ah. It's not just water in there. I forgot a little bit. I forgot. Alright. I think we'll have to do 3. Maybe 4. I'm not sure. We'll see. Alright. Alright, I was like waiting for it to die. Awesome! We did it! And we leveled up to 10. Good. So I can go and do my level 10 quest. I got the magic stick. And then after that, I have to do more hunting logs. Fun. So we do still have the ad break coming in like a minute. So just be prepared. We'll come back and we will continue on until, let's see how we do till 1, maybe 12:30, maybe 1. I haven't fully I feel like it'll be more 12:30 than 1 though, but I think I could do 1. I haven't really planned that far. I think it's just because I was literally like, I want to stream today, but that was only my only plan was the desire to. So we will see how far we get, but likely it'll be till 1. Hopefully. We'll get an actual schedule set up in the Discord when I have a chance to kind of add that stuff, but all right, let's move some stuff around. I think that's fine the way it is. All right. Greetings, Wind Up. Each time we meet, the part of Conjure befits you ever better. Aw. In your previous lesson, you learned about the element of earth. It is my desire that you next become acquainted with the wind. Don't say it. Travel to Full Flower Comb in the East Shroud and seek the teachings of Here Wolfew? Wolfew. I'm going to say Wolfew. Though scant years have passed since her coming of age, Wolfew is a conjurer of consummate skill who is able to divine the will of air elementals with uncommon clarity. I could recommend no better tutor for your lessons in the mysteries of wind. Well, guess what? Those are the swords. The swords in tarot are the wind. The air signs, if you will. It'd probably be easier if I went by boat, right? Yeah, probably. Most likely. Alright, so we gotta go Lancers Guild. Ah. Very good. Alright. We are headed over. I'm not going to pass through the vultures because I can't stand the vultures. They're so annoying. They got beef with everybody. And, like, valid, fair. That's so real, but also, what the fuck? It looks like we're back. Very good. Oh, these tree slugs. Wait, do I have... Let's, Ooh. Ooh. So this is definitely a one at a time monster. We will not be killing more than one at a time. Yes, tentacle monster, thank you. Aqueous Discharge, thank you for that. That was a wonderful thing to read at 12:08 in the afternoon. Thank you for that. Thank you so much for whatever that means. And yep. Yep. Uh-huh. You do that. As soon as it said discharge, I was like, it's too early for that. But it's lunchtime, but it's too early for that. It's far too early for that. It's far too early for that nonsense. Maybe in our evening streams on Fridays and Saturdays, we can talk about Aqueous Discharge, but not today. Not now. Maybe not ever. There are some tarot readers who do like 18 plus readings, and I'm like, you know, it's not it's not a bad idea for me, but it's also like not really something I want to do at the time. Yes, after dark streams. I'll I'll wear a low cut top. Yeah, actually, okay, so just to kind of explain where I've been, I haven't felt like streaming in a while, and I basically been away for 2 months. My first stream back was this past Saturday, just to test out my new stuff, my new setup. Everything's different now. I'm sure you can tell. Maybe you can't, but there's different things going on with my streams now. So we'll still be doing Monday morning messages and Monday games and stuff like that. So 10 a.m. is just where we're going to be on Mondays as usual. This is my first Monday back, so welcome in. Thank you for being here. But we will be doing evening streams Fridays and Saturdays starting this week. We did a Saturday one this past weekend, but like it was just to test things. It was only for like an hour, so it doesn't count, doesn't count. So yeah, that's why you haven't seen me. I've been MIA. Cause I've had a lot going on, like between like I take my modding pretty seriously. And then I opened my readings back up, and I've been really, really busy with those. I've got some other stuff that I've been working on the side. So I've been basically prepping for my return to streams. And you would think that stream prep doesn't take that much effort, but it does. It takes so much work. So if you know any streamers and you're like, I bet they don't do that much work to get started, they do. It doesn't feel like a lot. It doesn't. You don't think it's a lot right away, but it's a lot. Nods. Me when I answer people's questions, like yep. It's just a lot of like getting in the headspace is most of it, and like when you don't really feel like being perceived, that can be a lot of it. But I'm back. I'm here. You're welcome. I am not going anywhere again anytime soon. Although I will say, sometime April, my Friday, Saturday streams, I will not be streaming Friday and Saturday, late April. I cannot say why currently, but I am not going to be streaming those days. But all in good time, I will mention it closer to that date. Alright. Stop discharging all over the place and die. I know it's hard for you. It's hard for all of us. Oh my god. These northern vultures, man. They need to cut it out. They really need to cut it. Oh my god. Okay. Here we go. It's fine. It'll be okay. It's fine. This is fine. This is okay. This is exactly what I wanted. See, I've basically just been prepping for a stream. I had like back to back for like a month. I had like several readings back to back to back to back, and then it slowed down. So I was like, okay, now I can focus on getting my OBS working. Because originally, last time you guys saw me streaming, I was using Streamlabs. And that's what I had learned how to stream on. But Streamlabs costs so much resources, and it's good for beginners, but it's not good to stay with. So I took up OBS. I had some knowledge of OBS from when I streamed back in 2024, but I wasn't really how do I say this? I wasn't really getting it. Like, no matter how much I Googled and stuff, I wasn't really understanding it. Now that I have a little bit more know-how and I have people helping me, thank you, Pisces, it's a lot easier for me to kind of like grasp what I'm doing, and also have more confidence in what I don't know how to do yet. Because that's actually an issue for me. If I don't know how to do something, my confidence in it is like done. All right. Let's kill some air things. On the bright side, um, what is the bright side? The bright side is that my streams will also be a little bit shorter than they were, but you will be getting more of them now. Um, so instead of one long Monday stream, we'll be getting one decently long stream on Mondays, and then like a 3-hour one, and then on Fridays and Saturdays we'll do like a couple hours. We don't want to do like long 4 or 5 hour streams anymore. That's too much. I mean, on days that we have people booking live readings, which that is now available, you know, like, the thing about doing tarot online is that there's gonna have to be rules in place that I already know what to do for that, but it's also like, it's also gonna be like longer streams in the sense that not necessarily it's gonna be a lot of readings during the stream, but a lot of like me having to like pace myself, if you know what I mean. Because I'm sure you've noticed when I do the free content in the mornings, it's I pace myself between them because you just do. It's one of those things you just have to. You don't do a task, pick up the next task. You take like little breaks in between, little mental breaks, because you need to. You just need to. So yeah, we'll probably have like stream days where we're doing paid readings for people, if that's going to be an option. If that's something people want, like a specific dedicated day for the paid readings. But either way, live readings are available now on my Ko-fi. If you're interested, if you're not, that's okay. But yeah, that's all something I'm doing. And when this stream is over, I will likely be posting the VOD for it because I'm recording right now. So you guys can rewatch it and see whatever you missed. What else? Thank you, Pisces. I don't know why the bot wasn't working. If you... Hold on. It should be working for me to just... Yeah, why is it working on mobile but not here? That's good advice for everything, though. Taking breaks in between things, usually every hour or two, actually makes you more productive because... Yes, exactly. Exactly. So... It's definitely important to, like, pace it out and schedule it out correctly, so regardless of if it's a scheduled day or not, we take breaks, you know? I don't know why it worked on mobile, but not when I did it on here. Anyways, I had to go report to that girl. Okay. Yeah, like, I'm excited to do live readings, but I've also had the experience of, like, when people come in to do live readings, they don't really read the rules, so that's something I'm gonna have to figure out what I'm doing about that. Because I don't want it to just be like I'm gonna ban that guy for not listening to the rules. You know, I don't want to be that harsh, but I also think that, like, there's gonna have to be like a pretty strong standard set for love readings, because I know that's like the most popular thing that people book for, especially for like the cheap like yes no questions. So I'm definitely figuring out what that's gonna be. Yeah, the people not reading, the reading comprehension in general is just bad, and I know that. So it's less of a space in like my plans that I have to worry about. It's more of like a mental, like, don't lose your shit, Val. Don't lose your shit. Don't do it. Just like me on the news, like a tarot reader on Twitch loses mind because people don't know how to read. Like, it's called a reading. You think people would read, but not my problem. What I love too is that I'm a pretty honest reader, and people want simple yes no questions, which I have available. But the thing about me is I don't just say, oh, it's a yes, oh, it's a no. I explain the cards because there are tarot readers out there who will be like, let's see if I can get an example going. Let's switch over and show you an example, because it's literally what ends up happening, and it makes me absolutely furious. The camera is not working with me today. Okay. Here's what happens. Here's what literally I see happening is I will see people take out this card during a love reading and saying, he loves you. Does this look like a person in love to you? Does this look like a person? Be honest. I'm asking honest to God. Like, I know that some of you read tarot, some of you don't. Does this look like a person in love? Bro is sad. It's literally what this card is about grief. This card is about a person who grieves so much over their loss right here. This is loss that they kind of miss out on what they still have. This is not a person in love. This is a person who is maybe in love but grieving, and they're more fixated on their grief. That's not an in love card. This is the problem that I have with tarot in general, tarot readers in general. And this isn't to call anyone out specifically. It's just that there are certain cards in tarot that are, oh my God, the Three of Swords, that aren't necessarily bad. Yes, you're absolutely right, Elsie. They did spill. They lost the color in their life. It's all gray in the background. They lost color. They lost the color in their lives. Like, if you see this reversed, do you think you're in love when you see this? No. I'm trying to look for the Three of Swords, because I've seen the Three of Swords in tarot readings online. This doesn't mean you're in love. This means that you're conflicted. Okay? This does not mean you're going to get famous. This doesn't mean you're in love. I can go through the entire deck. This, when I see this, okay. I'm going to say this. This is going to be controversial as fuck. I don't care. When I see this in a love reading, people have told me this is this is not necessarily a good or bad card in a reading. This has no specific definition in a love reading. But typically when I see this card in a love reading, it means that this person is not a healthy person to keep engaging with romantically, and you need to kind of give them space. Now, I'm not giving you a love reading. I'm just saying that typically when I see it, and this is the one that pisses me off the most, because this is about overthinking. And in a love reading, yes, it can mean overthinking romantic efforts. And yes, that doesn't necessarily mean that you are... Yes. Yes. That's actually... This, to me, when you see this in a love reading, this is a person who does kind of self-destructive things. And typically, when I've seen it in readings, that's typically what it means. That's typically what's being said. But it full well depends on the other cards. It depends on your situation. Like, I've had people tell me that the reversal of this card means that the person is cheating on you. And I'm going to tell you right now, you should not be listening to readers who do third-party situations. I'm honest to God, that is my opinion. But you should not be listening to people who give... This is also not good to see in a love reading. Not good to see in a love reading. Like, if you have people telling you that these cards are good for a love reading, please don't. The cards aren't snitching on anybody but the person who booked the reading. If you come to me and you say, is this person doing this to me? It's only going to read on your energy. It's not going to read on the other person. It's not going to read on the other person's person. It is going to read on you. So it is a reflection of you and you only. So if you book a love reading, it is from the perspective of, you know, this is what you need to be focusing on in your love life. This is how you need to be approaching your love life right now. And that can apply to your general messages too. This card is the one that I see people say means betrayal. And it can mean that, but the problem with betrayal is you are betraying yourself by thinking the way that you do. You are prioritizing certain ideologies that you maybe shouldn't be. And sometimes you need to trust not your logic, but your intuition. Because when you see, like, the Five of Cups that I showed you earlier, let me show you. This is something that I'm going to be talking about eventually in, like, videos and stuff. But when we're dealing with, like, the Five of Cups, for example, we completely just ditched Final Fantasy. I hope she's not dead. So you see the Two of Cups and the Three of Cups, right? We have an interpersonal relationship here with the Two of Cups. We have a unity here. This can also deal with your intuition and your mind, your emotional intent towards another person, not necessarily in a romantic way. However, most of the time when you see cup cards, you're seeing a romantic relationship or just an intimate relationship. Or you have the Three of Cups, which is more about friendships and sort of celebrating those relationships. So when you're seeing the Five of Cups, you're kind of seeing this. You're seeing a loss of a celebration, but you're still seeing intimacy. So the Five of Cups can technically be about love only in a person losing a friendship but gaining a romantic partner. But the thing is, if you are truly in an intimate romantic relationship, you're not losing your friend. You're gaining a friend that's also a partner. So the thing is, you can grieve what you know about a relationship through that, but if you see Five of Cups in a love reading, it means that person is still, or you are still in the process of grieving what your loss is, or what you think your loss is, or what you feel your loss is. And ultimately you're not in a place to accept romantic advances or romantic relationship as a whole. And that is my honest opinion about that. Yes, that is exactly how tarot works, Fisherman. Thank you. It is always going to read your bias. So when people come in and say, "Oh, I want a yes/no reading to see if this person's cheating on me," and they get a strong yes, it's like, yeah, it could be confirming that the person is in fact cheating on you. But the problem is, if you already knew, then why are you asking the cards? Why aren't you trusting yourself? It does lack consent. You're absolutely right. That's why I don't do them. Unless both parties are available in person. The only time I'll do in-person readings is for that. Also, another reading you don't want to see. Another card you don't want to see in a love reading. IMO. These are not... This is not a love reading in itself. This is just cards I would not want to see in a love reading. For positives. Oh, and my favorite. My favorite. Fisherman, are you sure you don't read tarot? Are you sure you're not a diviner yourself? Because you're absolutely fucking right. You're absolutely fucking right, dude. That's exactly how it works. You have to figure out what your goal is out of the reading. What do you want out of the reading? El Diablo. The thing about the devil card is it's not the devil from the Bible. It's a reference to sort of our desire to control and care too much about the details. Rune reading rabbit hole. You're Norwegian? I'm not. My name is Valkyrie. That's awesome. So do you know how to read runes, I'm assuming? Runes is where I started. That's why my username is Valkyrie Runes, because it's where I started. Oh, hell yeah. So Thorson? Do you know how to write your name in runes? Hell yeah. Yeah, the Ets, of course. I was so, like, impressed that you were, like, asking about them. I'm like, fuck yeah. People who know things. Hold on, I wanna administer the runes now. Hold on. Hold on 1 second. We absolutely positively ditched Final Fantasy 14 for this, but I do not mind, and I'm pretty sure no one else does. We haven't had started 5 minutes. It's okay. So, I want to show you this Oracle deck that I have. Now, if you don't know what Oracle decks are, they are similar to Tarot, except they're not Tarot at all. They're just a deck of cards with different messages on them. And I actually have a rune oracle called Runes for Modern Life. Okay. It is. The box looks like this. I'm not sure how well that shows up on camera, but it is incredible. I love it because it's not like the most super like crazy accurate in terms of interpretation, but it's just accurate enough if you're doing readings online, which is what I plan on doing. You get the vibe of what the rune is. So if somebody asks me for a yes no, or somebody asks me for a message using the rune deck, I can just like look at the backs, they're so cool. I can get a card out, like this one's Issa, right? Issa has to do with our sort of things that we have to put on pause. It literally talks about ice. Not ice, fuck ice, but like ice as in actual frozen water. We're dealing. That's okay. We can still write it out. If you want to know how to write out your name in runes, always ask. I am happy to provide information. So, yeah, the thing about Issa is that it does have to do with things that we have frozen over, things that we put on pause. We can also use this rune as a boundary. If we're writing them for incantations or prayers, I usually put Issa before I write any of my sort of prayers over anyone. If I've sent you notes of my prayers that I've sent, like if I've done a prayer for you as a friend and you've seen runes all over it, you've likely seen Issa there. And it literally has to do with boundaries and taking time and slowing down and kind of adjusting and recognizing that sometimes the path forward involves a lot, and I mean a lot of slowing down and a lot of pausing and seeing how far we've come. Sometimes the things that we have stopping us aren't really stopping us. They're just teaching us to slow down and recognize that not everything is about rushing through. We also have Kenaz or Ken. It is the torch, but it also lights our way forward, and that's literally what's happening here. It is clarity for some people. Sometimes when you see this rune, it has to do with clarity. It has to do with sort of like literally light at the end of the tunnel, but I kind of feel like you know this path exists already, and that is interpreted really well here, I think. But I think this here is kind of giving the impression that it has to do with about romantic relationships, which is interesting because sometimes Kanaz is also the fire that's been lit within us, or a passion that's been lit within us. So it's really cool how they added those interpretations very subtly. We have Berkana here, which has to do with it's usually a depiction of a pregnant woman, but in this imagery, we're dealing with a person who's carrying um, basically they're moving in. I feel like it's referencing the home, and it's referencing our comfort in the home. So I'm not really in the headspace to do a lot of like lessons and stuff, but the interpretations on these cards are pretty accurate towards what rune they're representing, which I really really like. I really like it because it's allowing you to see what the rune means without having to do a lot of research. And I think it's really cool. The thing is, when I do rune divination, and I'm gonna try and shut up soon, because we have an ad starting. When I try to do rune divination, I try to include the definitions as I'm going. Yeah, exactly. It's teaching you through not really doing a lot. It's nice. It's subtle, but it's still very clear. When I do rune readings on camera, I'm not planning on doing them with the actual runes right away, because usually what I do is a cast and I throw them. But some people are going to maybe want me to do spreads, so I'm going to have to include that in the future. I don't know how well you guys can see this because of how blue my background is. But yeah, these are the runes I use usually with readings. So what I was going to say though is that typically what I use when I do rune casts is the dice. Okay, thank you. Is I use the dice in my dice cup, because the dice actually, each dice represents each of the ets. So we have Frey's et, we have Heimdall's et, and then we also have Tiwaz's et. So it's each of one, so we know kind of the where we're going, how we want to get there, what blockages we might have in the way on our way there, things like that. So it's a very, very easy way to get a short, sweet message, not just about what we're going through, but how we process. Yes, they are 8-sided, so they have all 8. It's really cool. I really like using dice in divination. I have like regular dice that I use as well for readings, but this is a really cool way to kind of get like a very simple rune cast. And that's how I do, if you've seen on TikTok, I do like the monthly or weekly or whatever messages using runes, and I use this specifically to do those. And I actually have a channeled setup for all 12 zodiacs. So I will be publishing that soon, probably today. And we will be able to do free messages on TikTok again using them. They will be timeless messages. Let's see if we can get a quick one here when the ad break comes back. I forgot we were on ad break. I'm over here yapping. It's okay, the VOD's going to be posted, don't worry. See, we are going till 1. Isn't that cool? Let's see what message we can get. Ooh, okay. So this is an interesting one because we have a reversal here, but the rest are upright. And the thing about reading reversals in runes, it doesn't really exist. There's no like clear definition of what it's like to read reversals when it comes to runes. So when we get back from the ad break, I'm going to go ahead and explain what that is. Just a quick educational rune reading here. This is like special interest hour. That's the best thing to stream, is your special interest. Where's my hair tie? Where's my hair tie? Okay. Hair tie, where art thou? Okay, that's fine. Alright, so it looks like we're back from the ad break. We're doing a simple like rune dice cast to kind of show how it works and how reading runes works. I'm going to get my Lego pen. Yes, that is absolutely what it was. Berkana, Ansuz, and Perthro reversed for the record. Yes, absolutely. Thank you. 666 lately instead of 444. Interesting. Well, I do have the ability to read on angel numbers, so if you want that for a $5 reading, those are available. But I probably will make like free content on angel numbers in the future, because angel numbers are another special interest of mine. Because when I started getting really into spiritual stuff, I got flooded by angel numbers, and it was pretty interesting. So yes, since we're back from the ads, we're going to explain what rune dice we got. We do have, Fisherman was correct. I'm using my Lego pen for a pointer. We have Ansuz here, Berkana here, and Perthro in its reverse position. That's absolutely correct. Now, reading runes in reverse is not something that everybody talks about. Not everybody does. Mostly because there isn't like a clear definition of how to do that. For me, the reversal doesn't necessarily come from a opposite meaning. So for Perthrow to show up in its reversed form isn't necessarily saying that something will be revealed to you, because Perthrow in its upright position has to do with mystery and questions that we have yet to ask ourselves, because Perthrow actually is supposed to present a dice cup. So it's the kind of the potential of what we don't know just yet. I think for it to show up reversed in this context with Ansu's is what we kind of know through not just the knowledge that we gain sort of from a lived experience, but what we gain to know because of our gained experience. It's sort of like our intuition based on who we are as a person. I think the best way to explain this is also Odin, because Odin's rune is actually Ansu's. Ancestrally, yes. So Ansu's showing up in the phrase et is actually kind of talking about our human experience. So yes, ancestrally does count for that. And also because Berkana is here. Berkana is the most like basic way we can explain Berkana. Berkana is usually referenced to as the uterus and also sort of like fertility. So for it to come up in this kind of reading is sort of like divine knowledge. It's what we gain in knowledge through our journey as people from our ancestral line, from what we've gained to know as what our ancestors placed in front of us. And so it's not so much that something is being revealed, but something that we've kind of known is being laid out for us in a way that's more obvious to us intuitively, from a gut perception. Because I think that for Berkana to be a physical presentation of a pregnant person, but also being the Tiwaz et, it kind of speaks to me as like our intuition, our gut instincts. You don't necessarily have to have a uterus to have a gut instinct, but it's interesting because it's very like ancestral. It's very like learning from the basis of what your mother has taught you, essentially. What's come before you makes sense to what's coming after you. So it's a pretty interesting reading. Of course, like I'm not doing like an actual reading. I'm just like to show off what I've been doing and what I've been preparing for. And honestly, like reading runes is like something I really enjoy doing, but I don't have a lot of practice with. So I might be doing next week Monday messages with the rune dice now that I feel a little bit better about doing them on camera since I did it now. But that's essentially it. Oh, there's my stomach. Good thing we're almost over. Teaching the rune babies about runes. Exactly. Because they're really cool. I think it's a really fun way to use divination, but also to kind of do something other than tarot. Because the thing about runes is that they don't really have imagery. They're literally just an alphabet. That's really interesting. That's what it opened to. Not Laguz, Sawillo, and Gebo. Those are my favorite runes, actually. I love how pretty the purple dice are. I have brown ones too, but they don't show up as pretty on camera. They're like a brown-orange color. Like, they're pretty, but they're not as, like, shimmery. So I do have actual runes that I can use in the future. So, again, like, my readings are open, but I will probably be still doing the free content on Mondays. Dropped one. Of course I did. Which one did I drop? Oh, God. Of all things to drop, not the health. Not the health and vitality. So yeah, we have readings available, but we will be doing our Monday messages as usual. Those will take about an hour on Mondays. We'll play games afterwards. I'll be back Friday and Saturday evening around 4 p.m. PST. Those streams will be about 2 hours-ish, 2 or 3 hours maybe. Depends on how I feel, but 2 hours for sure. You can book a reading then. You don't have to book readings. I'm just saying that those are going to be my times available. And once I get the Discord up and running some more, I will go ahead and add the schedules in a little bit better. Thank you all for being here. It is almost time to end. I'm going to end at 1. But I'm really, really excited to get back in the swing of things and stream more and play games and talk about runes, talk about whatever. Um, do we have any questions? Because I feel like maybe that's good to open up questions at the last 15 minutes of stream. If not, that's okay. Thank you for the welcome back. Thank you for being here. My stomach is growling, so my brain is like, eat. And I'm like, no, need to talk more. Um, I probably should log out of Final Fantasy. uh, yeah, I should eat, but. Oh, yeah, of course. Thank you for welcoming me back. Thank you for being here. Thank you for talking to me about the runes. I'm really excited to have more people who know about them because it's always really interesting to share something that I like, but also find out that there's people who also like it or know about it. And of course, yeah, thank you for being here. Thank you for showing up. Thank you for enjoying the messages. Hopefully, they're helpful to someone. Once I'm done with stream, there will be a VOD uploaded to YouTube of the whole stream. So if you missed the Monday messages, you don't have to worry. I will not be editing it because I feel like just uploading the whole thing will be okay. But the morning messages are within the first hour, so literally the first hour of the stream is where the messages are. And by order, they are fixed signs, then mutable, then cardinal. But I will probably put timestamps for each one in my description when I do. Readings are open, private and Twitch safe ones as well. If you'd like to book a reading, my Ko-fi is available. Let me go ahead and do all that. Let's see if it works this time, because it didn't earlier. There it goes. Okay, and then we also have a Discord that is still a little bit. Let's stop looking at our hands and our keyboard. Discord is still in the process of being used, processed, structured. Shut up, stomach. So there's that. I have no other words except I'm hungry and I need to get some stuff done today, some cleaning, because it's almost Lunar New Year and I'd like to start off with a clean house. So thank you for being here. I will be back on Friday and Saturday evening. Thank you so much for thank you for the bits, Fisherman. Oh no, my thing's off. But yes, let's go ahead and move that. Thank you, Fisherman. Why is it so big? Let's shrink that a little bit. See, you're helping me figure out my elements and stuff. Thank you so much. Yes, replenish my ether. Exactly. Thank you guys for being here. Thank you for allowing me to stream for you. And thank you so much for and thank you for asking about the runes and stuff. I will be heading off now. Enjoy the rest of your day. Enjoy the rest of your week. Good luck with everything to my community. And I wish you all a wonderful time. Yeah, you'll see me on Wednesday, but not stream-wise, because I will be modding for a special someone. And we'll be hanging out on Friday and Saturday on my stream this week. So, I hope to see you there. Bye!